Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create a an expand menu animation. So this is how it's going to work here. When you tap on it, the menu expands, and same thing for the closing. So it's going to expand just like this, and when you tap on it, it closes back, it expands, it collapses back into the initial button here. Yeah, so this is how it works. So first things first, we're going to be working on a new page. So we're just going to get our page, then we're going to be using a phone frame here. So just look for a phone frame like this, then I'll remove the prototype screen. So just let me zoom in so we can see what we're working with. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring a circle. Here we're going to draw a circle in our frame, something like this. I'll make this smaller. Yeah, I think this size is okay. Then I'm going to bring this circle out. Okay, so let me design it in the screen first. So I'm going to change the color of this circle. I want to use black for my own design. So I'll change the color of the circle to black, just like this. Give it a drop shadow. Go to effect, give it a drop shadow. Just like this. Then change this to 30. Yeah, then I'll move on to bring out my icons. So I'll be bringing all the icons I'll use, so then I'll just have to resize it and replace it. So I'll need a plus icon. We'll head over to Iconify. This is the plugin Iconify for our icons. So we're going to get our plus icon. Yeah, so I'm making use of this. We'll have our plus icon. So we're going to be making use of the plus icon for X, which is cancel. We're going to be using it. We're going to just rotate it to X for cancel. Then we'll look for another icon. We need our grid icon. So this is the one we have for grid. We'll get this out. Then we'll look for profile. We'll get the profile icon out. Look for message here. So we're gonna get this one out. What other icons are we working with? So we need our settings, we need camera. Yeah, we need settings and camera. Yeah, so let's get the settings. I like this one. Then our camera icon. Yeah, so I'll just make use of this one. Rather this. So we have 5 icons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to ensure that they are all the same size here. So as you can see, our settings icon is smaller and others are bigger. So I just want to ensure that they're all the same size. We'll come over to our dimensions, because that's where we're going to be changing the width and height. So come over to dimensions and make sure that your lock aspect ratio is connected here. Toggle it on to connect it, so that whenever I change the width, the height changes together. So most times we do this for shapes or assets or elements that their aspect ratio are like equal. I mean not the aspect ratio, their width and height are equal. So just like this, we have a square. Let me show you an example. Here we have the width and height is 24, which is equal, and the same thing for this one too, just that it is smaller than the grid icon here. So we use it for basically shapes that have equal width and height there. So if you're working with a shape that does not have equal width and height, maybe like a rectangle or maybe something that has a bigger width and smaller height, or bigger height and smaller width, so all you just have to do is fix them. Make sure your lock aspect ratio is unlocked. Make sure it's unlocked, then you change the height equally, like you change it here, give it an equal height and give it an equal width manually. Then you can now lock the aspect ratio and then increase it by just changing one of them. So let's continue what we're doing. So I'm going to select everything and just give it let's say 30. I think 30 is okay. Yeah, so we'll move it up a bit. Then okay, because we have a white frame, let's just bring it out of our screen because we're going to be making use of white color, so you can be able to see it well. So I'll bring everything out just like this, then change the icons to white. Go to selection colors and change all of them to white. Then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to change my plus here to white also. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put this plus icon inside that circle. So like this, I can't see it now because it's at the back of the circle, so I'm going to right click and use bring to front just like this to put it in the front of the circle. So I'll adjust it in the center, then use my scale tool, K for scale tool. I'll use my scale tool and just scale it up like this. Yeah, so it's going to be bigger. It's not going to be the same size with your icon, so I just want something like this. This is fine. I can click on my V to remove my scale tool, then select everything and put them in an auto layout, or you can just use a group, but I want to use auto layout, so I'll use shift plus A to put it in auto layout, or you just right click and you can see auto layout. It's showing me remove because I already fixed the two elements into an auto layout, but initially when you don't have them in auto layout, once you select the both of them, you're going to see add auto layout, not remove. Yeah, so this is to remove auto layout, and that is the shortcut alt plus shift plus A. So I have this frame here, it's auto layout. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to bring this a duplicate of this initial auto layout we created here. I'm just getting a duplicate, and what I want to do is I'm going to use my scale tool, click on it, put on your scale tool and scale it down something smaller just like this. So these are the icons that are going to be inside this button here. These are the icons that these are the other buttons, or rather would I say the smaller menus inside this bigger button here, so that when we tap on this bigger button, these smaller ones appear. So that's what we're trying to work on now. So let's just finish editing it. So we're going to click on our V to remove the scale tool, then we'll come over to drop shadow, remove this drop shadow here. I don't want the minor buttons or the menu buttons to have a drop shadow, so I'll remove the drop shadow. Move over to fill. I'll just change the opacity a bit down, like 70, something like this, or let me say 80 here. Then you can check the size of the icons. All of them are 30.8. I'll just go over here and edit them to just 30. As you can see, my log aspect ratio is on here, so I'm going to edit them to just 30 like that. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pick one of the icons and cut it out. To cut out, you are going to use the shortcut Ctrl X, or you can just use copy and paste, but I would be using cutting, so I'm just going to cut it out, Ctrl X to cut it out. Then paste to replace here, just like this, and I pasted to replace it inside this circle. Yeah. Oh, that's me. So I'm going to continue with what we're doing. So how many other icons do we have? We have 4 other icons. So we're just going to, okay, to make this easier, this is what we're going to do. Select the 2 auto layouts here, and then put them in another auto layout, Shift A to put them in another auto layout. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep on duplicating this till I have 4 other menu buttons. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 5 here. So what we're just going to do now is we're going to be cutting out these other icons and replacing the camera with them. So I'll click on my message icon, Control X to cut it out. Come over here, click on this icon, camera icon here, right click, and you see paste to replace, just like that. That's what I'm going to be doing. Then I'll come over here again, pick this icon, I use Control C. This is Control X to cut it out. You can also use Control C. It's just your choice. Right click here, paste to replace. Move over here, Control X. Go up here and paste to replace. It's just simple as that, instead of redesigning anything from scratch again. So just Control X and paste to replace. That's why I say you just make sure that all of them are the same size. I put them to a dimension of 30, as you can see. So pasting and replacing it is going to be easy because they are all the same size. If you paste and replace with something bigger, it's going to look bigger and it's going to like maybe move out of the frame, or it's going to distort the circle and all that. So it's just to have an accurate design like this. So this is what we're meant to have. And normally when this is open, when it's showing the open state like this, it's not supposed to be showing plus. It's meant to show cancel, to show that it is open, but you have to cancel now, not open again. So we're going to change this to X as a plus sign here. But I want an animation where when you click on it, it just rotates and not like appear. So what we're just going to do is we're just going to rotate it till we get an X, something like this. Okay. Let me first of all remove the auto layout, because auto layout will not allow me rotate it easily. So let's try to center align this. Okay. I think so, yeah. Okay, it's okay. So okay, you can still rotate it, but when you have rotated it, just make sure you go to the alignment and align it to the center back. So what I wanted to do was initially I wanted to remove the auto layout and move it freely, then put it back in auto layout. But yeah, you can still rotate it, and if it move out your auto layout frame or is moving in the wrong direction, then just go to alignment and align it to the center. Yeah, so I have this as an X. I'm just going to change the color of the X button, that is the cancel button. I'm going to change it a bit to something lighter, something like gray, like this. Yes. So I'm done with the open state, and the only thing I'm now going to do now is to just create a component, add a variant, and edit the closed state. So I have it as a component. I'm going to be adding a variant here. So in this variant, all we're going to do is, now we want a situation where when we tap on it, it expands, like it's a collapse. I mean, it's going to collapse. So that is why I use auto layout to arrange the buttons, so that when I pull it up like this, you're closing the gap basically. So when I pull it up like this, it closes. That's what creates the animation of it opening and closing. Yeah. So what we're going to do next is, yeah, we're going to change the color to pure black. change the color from gray to pure black, just like this. Then rotate this X here, rotate it back to plus, just like this. That's what we're going to do. So now we can head over to prototype. So this is how our component set, this is how they're supposed to look inside our component set. So while doing your own, you can reference back to this video and check every single step out and follow it. So this is how it's supposed to look. Then we'll head over to prototype. Then we're going to be prototyping this button when tapped on. So drag the wire to the first variant. So it's going to be on tap, and smart animate, and gentle. I want to make use of gentle. You can use bouncy, you can use any other kind of animation that you want. So I want to use gentle, and we're going to be prototyping the X button back to this button here, back to the open, that is the plus button. And we're gonna set the same prototype. So Figma already set it for me here, and it's gonna be like this. Yes, so we're done with our prototype. Now it's time to test it. So watch what I'm going to do now. I'm going to be using the closed state to test it. So duplicate this, and we'll make use of the instance. All these here are called the components. These are the components here. We're not going to be using the component to prototype. We're going to be using the instance. I mean. So I want this to be in the right part of the screen, the bottom right part of the screen here. Yes, I want it to be at this point, but I don't want it to move out, because when I test the prototype, just like this is what happens, and you're going to experience the same thing. It goes out of the frame here. So to solve that issue, now that we just have this on our frame, the only thing you have to do is you just go to your constraints here and make sure that it is constrained from the bottom, it's constrained to bottom right, because that is where we fixed it on the screen here, bottom right, so that you won't get this kind of movement when you tap on it. Instead of it going out like this, the constraint is going to help us to hold it at the bottom right here. So we're going to constrain this to bottom right, just like this. This is where I constrain this from. Go to your constraints over here. Sometimes it may be closed, just like this. You won't see it here. So tap on this constraints button here, this icon here, tap on it to open it, then set your constraints according to how you want it. So let's refresh this and try again. So we have this at the bottom right, and yeah, it works perfectly now. This is how it's supposed to work. So as you can see, the transition between the button here, the main button here, so instead of the X or the X, like, you know, disappearing and plus coming in, that's why I just use the plus icon to rotate it to X. So when I tap back on the button, it just rotates to a plus in a smooth transition, just like this here. So as you can see, the other icons are expanding depending on how we designed it initially. So yeah, this is a simple design. As you can see, the button of the X is also changing to gray, because that was how we designed it here. So this is, yeah, your expand menu button animation is ready, just like that. So yeah, so please guys, if this video was helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, I'll be making more videos on prototyping. All right.